Welcome to episode 101 of Nobody Special.
In this episode, we talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, discipline, and heresy.
The Gospel Outpost presents Nobody Special. Hey everyone, welcome to Nobody Special, two nobodies talking about the somebody who matters. I'm Danny, the host and gotta go fast of Nobody Special.
And I'm Caleb, you're the host of Nobody Special. This is a podcast where two generations of people talk about God, pop culture, politics, and everything in between, all not taking any of it too seriously. We're back. We're back.
We're back again.
Isn't it amazing?
We're back.
We didn't leave you guys after 100 episodes.
I would say despite our best efforts too.
It's tempting. It's
amount of technical issues. I told people I've done 100 episodes of a podcast, and then the amount of things that we just goofed on this episode, I was having trouble believing. It's like, have I done 100 episodes? Like, I forgot to give you the audio files. And the thumbnail. Our candles burned out early. The party balloons were kind of in frame.
Right. They were in frame.
Some of them were. It just said art in the background.
Because you're big head.
So sorry for the YouTube delay. That one's on this guy. I'll take that.
No, it was on me too. Because I technically should have realized that earlier. Because I started editing it Monday night.
so all that means is that there are audio files somewhere on the hard drive. Somewhere. Just like buried somewhere in there.
No, they're not there.
Or they're in some other folder in my computer.
Says it showed on the Premiere, tells you where it is. It's in your downloads for some reason. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. See, I had 3 windows open.
Yeah.
They're in my downloads?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's embarrassing. Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, thanks to everyone for tuning in. This is our 101st episode, or our Dalmatian
101.
episode, where
Caleb and Danny, Nobody Special. 101.
101, where we go back to the basics. So we're going to move the microphone really close in between us now.
We're only using one microphone now.
Yes, we're only... No, Caleb, we've both been traveling a lot this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah.
Yeah, you just got back.
Yeah, I just got back.
And
it's like 8:30.
Yeah, so we're taping a little bit... well, no, we normally tape this
time.
But there's something about traveling. It just takes it out of you. I just came back out of a church conference. It was pretty good church conference. I was challenged in a few different things, got a few different ideas on there, but it was a great conference, and it was like 14-hour days.
Wow.
Yeah, because breakfast was like 8, and we got done at about 11:30, 12 o'clock, something close to that.
Y'all went to adult church camp. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Savannah, Georgia, living it up.
In Savannah, yeah.
Did y'all go to any cool restaurants?
No. Yes. Well, okay.
I wonder if I
By your standard, no, we did not. By our standard, we went to a place twice. It was Flacco's Tacos, number 2. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
So good. So very good and cheap. And
why not my standards? Why not my standards, huh?
I did not go into the town of Savannah at all. I didn't see it.
That's depressing.
And we'd been planning on doing that, but then a very friendly and peppy guy at the church, he said, like, "Oh, where are you guys going for lunch? You gotta go to Flacco's Tacos." And I was like, listen, dude.
I guess we're going to Flacco's Tacos.
I'm only one small cup of coffee into the day, and I think that you're at a 9, and I need you at about a 5 or a 6. But he was so peppy, I was just thinking, like, all right, so let's go to Flacco's Tacos. My goodness. Smartest thing that we did all week, other than praise the Lord.
Amen.
Which, coincidentally, we did after eating those tacos. Like, praise the Lord, are we coming back? It almost got to the point that we skipped lunch during the conference in order to go back to the tacos place. But they had a staff member come out and tell us, like, hey, I don't know if you guys know, that actually lunch is provided and part of the package that everyone bought into. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. We weren't getting tacos at a really good place that's only 1.5 miles from here.
Yeah.
Thank you for your generosity.
Yeah, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl, for pulling us away. We were almost in the van. And if you get in the van, you're already going.
Y'all all ride in one van?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, there was only like 9 of us, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so how was your trip to
It was
Orlando?
good. Orlando, went to Wycliffe, USA headquarters.
Can I go to that once?
Yeah, they have a Discovery Center you could go to. Like,
Sorry.
where it's like a museum.
Can I go on someone else's dime once and, like, help, you know? Like,
Like come on a shoot with me?
yeah, can I go on a shoot to Wycliffe?
Gonna be real honest with you. Yeah!
Yes! You can be the grip!
But it was good. And
that's production for Pack Mule. Like, isn't that the grip? Aren't they just the guy that grips things and carries them up and down places?
No, grip is super important. They're the one that like sets up, well, they do a lot. Like, you don't realize how
They
necessary it
carry things up,
is
they carry
to
things
have
back.
someone to like just help out in any area.
Mhm.
I mean, but they're mainly not specified. Like they do all of the rigging for like lights or camera. I don't know.
In Mexico, do they call them El Burro? For mule? Sorry,
No.
go ahead. Tell me about Wycliffe Bible
It was
translation.
good. It was stressful. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was like all in one room, like shooting 8 freaking interviews,
Mm-hmm.
and like we had to just shift everything for each interview to make it look like different
Right.
for each one,
Right.
and it was the most stressful thing ever.
Right.
But it turned out well in the end. I was pooped by the end of it though,
Mm-hmm.
but it was good. It was all right.
Any fun challenges to that shoot?
Fun challenges?
Yeah.
Is there such thing as a fun challenge?
Yes. Yes. Are you kidding? I think both of us are competitive enough that both of us know the answer is yes.
I mean, I think the challenge was just trying to make 8 different shots out of one
Mhm.
space that's literally like the size of your apartment right here.
The apartment or the dining room?
Like this
Or
plus your living
podcast
room.
studio, as I call it on
Podcast studio.
Thursdays.
Sorry. Yeah.
Our podcast. Definitely, this isn't my dining room table. To be fair, I think I do have more meals on the coffee table than I do my dining room table.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that one is sweet. That's a sweet table. And if we had a cameraman or a clean apartment, I would flip the camera around and show people.
Yeah.
But we don't have any of those things, so we're going to soldier on. So-
But it was good. It was like the end of the day, and like
Mhm.
the fire alarm went off, so like we all had to like get out of there. And I was like, should I grab the cameras? And we like, let's just grab the memory cards.
Yeah,
and
grab
go.
the memory card, yeah.
But yeah, it was fun though.
Business park fire alarms, it's odd because in school, growing up in public schools, they had fire drills, and every kid is fine, but there's also this kind of a hint of panic to, oh man, is this the one? Is this the one? Is this the day? Like, because every time there's a fire drill, every kid thinks like, oh my gosh,
Finally,
I have to struggle through my own potential mortality that I might die in here. I've been in buildings that the fire alarm went off and like no one got up and no one said it's a drill or anything. In fact, I at a point said like, I have too much to do than deal with this stuff, and I don't smell fire, so I'm gonna just chill here. So there was another job I was at. There was a fire alarm goes off, and my co-workers and I are trying to figure out. It's like, what do we do when that happens here? It hasn't come up. What do we do? And our boss never left their office, so we were just like, I don't know. Like, I need to. So we
create
worked.
a fire drill.
We
dude.
worked through. Well, we weren't even sure it was a drill. That's the thing. No one said it was a drill or told us or told anyone. So we just worked through it, kind of hoping like, uh, hey boss, hey boss, did we leave building? Like what? Hello? And it was very loud, so it was hard to ignore it.
Yeah, those things are loud.
Yeah,
Like my
yeah, man.
ears hurt. Thankfully, they had like a fire drill and like they had like safety managers, so like they were like directing everybody.
The safety managers.
It's dope. They were prepared.
Yeah, is that OSHA or
What?
HIPAA that has to have kind of the safety stuff in place? I think it's OSHA.
I don't know what OSHA
Yeah.
is.
It's the hand washing people. You gotta wash your hands, but if you work with anyway, that's not important. I think it's OSHA that says it's like you should have a floor captain who's in charge if the building is on fire, and it's never the boss. It's always just someone else because the boss is like, I don't care, whatever. I can rehire all of you.
Yeah.
You're like, ugh. So anyway, yeah, no, those are loud though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Actually, I need to go check them out. So
Yeah.
we'll have to go.
They're awesome. They're great.
So
Doing good work.
Anybody can just tour.
Well, not
Or
really
a
like the
Discovery
offices.
thing? Yeah, well, yeah. Those are,
But like they
this
have
is
a
Karen from accounting. Like,
it's like the
hi,
offices,
Karen. Oh.
and then like a museum tacked on, going through like all of the Bible
Okay.
translation history, and
gonna go to
it's
the
really
museum.
it's really well laid out.
I want to go to the museum.
Go.
Let's go to the museum.
Go.
Let's go to the museum. We'll go to the museum.
Yeah.
We'll tape an episode until they kick us out of the Wycliffe Museum. Actually, they know you now. They might be like, "Why did you need B footage?" And we'll just be like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Like a lie. Like a lie. So, no. Man, I'm really trying to figure out how to transition to our next topic, and this is such a hard pivot. It's really hard to do
Sonic.
that.
I'll just do it.
Sonic the Hedgehog. There's loud noises in the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Gosh, I'm really forcing this one.
What?
All right,
Oh,
the
no,
new, yeah.
no, we're talking about
Like
Sonic.
the
Forget
fire
what
alarm.
he's talking about.
So
His
the
transition.
Sonic movie. No, I can get there from Bible translation. One thing that didn't translate well was when Sonic jumped from 2D to 3D and then to the big screen, which they're doing
No.
February 14th.
No.
Oh,
no.
come on, that's not too bad. No, there's a Sonic movie coming out. I think we've a little bit talked about it and how the first version of this trailer came out and everyone who saw it gave just kind of all together went
Yeah.
because he had human teeth and it was really upsetting.
Yeah. No,
like,
you just
really-
can't make those
and-
characters
and
look
eyes.
realistic
Yeah.
and still carry like the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Like,
learned
the
that
eyes
from
weren't
Super
connected.
Mario Bros.
Okay, Super Mario Bros. Hold on, before we go into Sonic.
Oh god.
Low key, I have to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie
I enjoyed it.
at least once a year because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Is it a good movie? No, it is not.
No.
Do I enjoy every minute of it? Absolutely.
Right?
And then the more I learn about the movie, the better it gets. Kind of the fact that the guy who played Luigi said, "This is the worst mistake of my career, and I regret doing it." And just seeing him act his heart out just seeing him act his heart out, or the fact that John Hopkins, I don't remember his name, the guy that plays Mario.
I don't know.
He hated this movie so much that for most of the movie he was definitely drunk because he's just drinking to get through it.
Gosh.
So the script was weird, but
Improvised.
every time I thought about it, I was just thinking, it's like, how do you turn that into a movie that has a plot and a story about a plumber who goes down pipes to save a princess and jump on turtles?
Yeah.
How do you make that into a plot? I think they did a good job getting that to the movie screen, given the source material. As a game, it makes sense. As a movie, it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
So, and I think for the Sonic movie, people had that kind of problem that they tried to make it almost a human Sonic, given his eyes that were very humanoid eyes and teeth, and the internet said,
No.
big no on that one, Papa Bear.
Huh?
Papa Sonic?
Papa Sonic.
Something. So the studio, they heard the 5 billion Reddit posts against it and said, okay, we will fix it. And everyone stopped and went, what? They're going to fix it? But it's done. It's done. It was done.
Yeah.
The movie was done. And they said, all right, we're going to delay it and we're going to fix it. It'll be out in February. And as a heart to the Sonic fans, it comes out February 14th.
Oh.
Caleb, guess what you're doing February 14th? We're going to get Olive Garden and go see Sonic.
No. Nope.
Why
I'll
not?
go see Sonic.
You don't want to go to the Olive Garden and see all the confused
You
middle
are not
schoolers?
my Valentine, Danny.
I know. No one...
I can't let that happen.
You don't want to see the confused
They'll
middle
take
schoolers
my
at Olive
man card
Garden?
away. Do you know what's at risk here?
I want to go to Olive Garden at least one time and just people watch. I imagine it'd be really funny.
What, Olive Garden?
Yeah.
It's great. What's weird about that? I've been to Olive Garden with people.
But, like, on Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody
Yeah,
that's
no.
an adult that's been dating goes to Olive Garden. Psh. I stand by this. So, no, I thought back to the Sonic movie, I thought it was pretty cool that they had been willing to change a whole movie, spend millions of dollars on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually, did you see the new trailer?
The new... I don't know if I've seen the newest one, but I saw the one with the updated, like, skin.
It looks pretty good now.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
And I think to everybody out there, if the first trailer bothered you, go to the new Sonic movie because they paid attention to the fans and changed it to be true to the thing people wanted.
Yeah.
And this isn't the time to just be like, well, weren't going to screw it up the first time. They listened to us and we need to reward that behavior.
Yeah.
Because studios don't do that often, so we need to be sure that they go like, this was a good thing we did by going and fixing this. Because it doesn't happen that often. And just, I mean, even people in general, I don't think are that great at accepting correction.
Yeah.
And a whole movie studio did it.
Yeah. It's probably more, a money decision, but,
Right. But I mean, they're taking a
But
huge
still,
gamble
yeah.
there because it would have been cheaper to just put it out and eat their cost instead of...
I don't know about that, actually.
Well, I mean, this is a gamble because people
Oh, it's definitely a
already hate
gamble.
it and they have to hype it up again and spend millions of dollars hitting render on every CGI character of the main character to make him not so creepy. I don't know like the real
Yeah.
word for it.
Disturbing.
Visually disturbing, unsettling.
Unsettling.
Yeah, he has such straight teeth. I'm glad they fixed it. So
Now they're crooked teeth.
yeah, they're just like all wonky. No,
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, I think it's good to take that approach. Like, I keep on wanting to say the Pokemon Go movie, Detective Pikachu. Like
say that again.
Detective Pikachu.
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 Is that what you're saying? Are you saying Pikachu?
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
It's literally the same thing, Mr. Nitpick.
No.
But anyways, thank you. Like, it looks like the original characters, but they added realistic elements, like realistic fur, realistic like scale textures, and all these things.
Right. Because if 8-bit Pikachu had walked out, so would have I. Like, I'm like, nah, we good.
Like,
you
and
know.
I think that you don't have to make everything overly realistic, for people to buy it.
Yeah.
I think where they put it is good. Like, it's no matter what you do, it's not going to fit in the universe.
Right.
But like having that original design is nice.
Is trying to stay true to it. I mean, the only thing I'm quasi concerned about is that they are trying to put this character in our world, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense because the world that character is in is built for him. There are roads that have loops.
Yep.
We don't have those. Now, granted, I don't know why they do, but they do. I don't know why you would ever need a road that just goes for a loop.
Because it's fun, Danny.
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's fun.
And Jim Carrey's back, and I'm hoping he's no longer crazy.
Psh.
No, but he's crazy.
Yeah, he went through a rough time.
Yeah, so hopefully this will be good. But I don't know. I'm just impressed that a whole studio took correction, because to be honest, I don't take correction the best always. And it can be difficult to hear things like, hey, this is some feedback and it's not positive. So please just take time and pay attention to it. I mean, I know I personally maybe don't 100% do that the best. I'm being open here. I'm being open. Caleb,
only
how
the
do
YouTube audience got to see that.
you take correction? How do
it
you
depends. Like, for some stuff, I feel like I'm good at it. And then for other stuff, like, not that good.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most vague thing ever. Like, if it's something that I, like, kind of, like, attach part of my identity to,
Mm-hmm.
which, like, ideally, obviously, my identity should be, like, fully rooted in Christ. But,
Right.
you know, we're all working through that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And, you know, like, there's like, surprisingly, like, filmmaking stuff, which is what I love to do, and I'm super passionate about, and I would say part of my identity is kind of wrapped up in that.
Well, yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm actually pretty good, unless it's, like, someone who, I do get annoyed if it's, like, someone who's kind of, like, below me, but then,
Mm-hmm.
like, after, like, a couple days, I'm like, you know what? I should have just appreciated that, because they were right.
Right.
Like, 'cause
Right.
sometimes, once you've been doing it for like,
Right.
such a long time, you just overlook these
Yeah.
small things. And, like, you know, and someone's pointing that out to you is like, you know, that's actually super helpful. And
Yeah.
you should be super thankful.
Yeah. A fresh pair of eyes, even if they're untrained, can be
Yeah.
very good. It's
Exactly.
like, why is that upside down? Like, it's not. It's a choice we all made together. And I did this intentionally. It's exactly where I want it.
But
It
you know
does-
what? All right, I'll flip it upside down. I'll flip it over. Just be quiet.
And then kind of flip that thing and go, they're right, but I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of them knowing. We all know they're right, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff like that, you know, where it takes me a bit, but, you know, it's all work in progress.
I was asked in an interview at one point how I handle correction, and the straight up honest answer I gave, I said, like, hey, I'm going to be honest here. Here's how I do it. Depending on the thing it is and how tied into it I am, I'm gonna hear it. I am gonna be upset, and I'm gonna need to process it for about a day, and then I'll come back and probably understand the part that you need me to understand. But I'm gonna be super offended at first.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was a good thing to say in an interview, but I said it. I'm like, that's just where I am. That's just who I am. I'm working on it. I've come a long way, because about a decade before it was, I'm not going to pay attention to it, but I'm still going to amp up that anger because let's go. But just kind of understanding the point of discipline, and a trusted person bringing that kind of thing to another person can be difficult to hear, but it's very necessary to have a person that's okay to point out those blind spots that you brought up, and God doing that to us also is pretty important.
God's very good at doing that. Very good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
annoyingly good.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's the discipline of God, and
Yeah.
I don't know, the gracious part of God being all knowing is that there is an option to just dump all of it at the same time, and it kind of gives it to us at the pace we can handle. But it's like, all right, here's where we are. You want to look at this. I know all your flaws, but we're going to work on this one.
Yeah.
And the sooner you get through it, the sooner we can move to the next one. So let's start here. Do you trust me on that thing? And then go from that. And oftentimes, for me, it ends up in some kind of discipline for doing the thing God says to not do, or not doing the thing God says to do, and then having to spend a year and a half going like, gosh, God was actually totally spot on that. And God's like, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, bruh. Like, discipline isn't a bad thing.
Right. It's It's always interesting too when it's God, because like it's super. It's like important things too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like stuff you don't want to deal with sometimes, and you're like, it's
Right.
just easier to tuck that away.
Right.
You know?
I'm not gonna
It's
talk
comfortable
about my
there.
flaws, God. We can only talk about the perfected part. Like, yeah, I'm working on that one. That's what we're
Can we
aiming
talk
towards.
about my salvation? You know, and how I'm already making it into heaven because of you. Crap, maybe I should listen to you.
Yeah, like I don't know if that God would be like, you know, I can just
Let
like
me just
snatch
let you
that
think
away.
this through.
Like,
Yeah.
like it's grace based. You didn't do anything for it, so like, so
Work with me, all right?
yeah. No, I mean the discipline of God. I think it puts it best in the book of Hebrews 12, kind of 7 through 10. Caleb, do you want to read that for us? Or?
Yes, I do want to read this.
Thank you.
I very much want to read this. All right. Gosh, this mic always gets in my... Like, the past couple episodes, I just have not figured out how to aim the... You know what? I'm just going to hold it up.
There we
I'm just going to
go.
hold it up. All right. This is Hebrews 12, 7 through 10. It is for discipline that you have to endure. God is not training you. God is treating you as sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? If you are left without discipline, in which all have participated, then you are illegitimate children and not sons. Besides this, we have had earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them. Shall we not much more be subject to the Father of spirits and live?
Live.
What? I was like,
We've read
live.
before.
For they disciplined us for a short time, as it seemed best to them. But he disciplines us for our good, that we may share his holiness. For the moment all disciples seem disciplined. God, I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well today.
Well, no,
For the
you don't-
moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it.
So, although there was a few missteps in there in speaking, actually, the term of discipline and disciple. Sorry, I meant to start off by saying, you make a good point.
I mean, yeah, no,
Don't give me
yeah.
sass, because the words for discipline and disciple in the Greek they're basic, kind of the same word. There's this understanding that a disciple is a person who is disciplined in following Christ.
Mm-hmm. They were receiving discipline, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the constant pouring into by God to be able to speak to a person, to bring them to the place they need to be, and it keeps going. The older I get, the older I kind of understand that parents are going to be parents no matter how old that you are, and they're not going to stop caring about a person or about their kids, and they're going to do parent things even if I'm an adult. They're still going to come in like, just be sure you take a multivitamin or something. It's like, I'm 35. Thank you. I got this. And then I'll immediately I'll hang up the phone and I'll go take that multivitamin because I straight up forgot. But am I going to tell them that? No. But I love you, Mom and Dad, and I'm sorry. But that's the idea of discipline, is that it comes out of a father to a son. And if I'm being disciplined by God, that's actually a good thing, because it's God caring about his children.
Yeah. In any form,
Yeah.
like even with our earthly fathers and moms, it's always a good thing, and it stinks at the time.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. I appreciate the author of Hebrews is very, I was like, no, discipline really stinks as a person going through that. At the end, though, it's good for them. So shut up about it while you're in there. I mean, that's the message. That's the message translation. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's there's an art to being able to take criticism and interpret it as, okay, what truths are there I need to hear out of this?
Right.
Because even if they're untrained and only going, it's like, I don't like it. Okay, why not? Like, I mean, help me out, but still there's some truth to that I need to figure out where they're coming out of in order to go, do I need to change because of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, man, discipline is hard, and I'm not the best at it, and I am scared to pray for God to make me better at it because I know how that happens, and I just don't. Plenty of opportunities.
You want God to screw you up? Pray for patience.
Yeah, yeah. God doesn't give patience; He gives opportunities to trust Him for patience. So.
I always make the joke anytime
Mm-hmm.
there's like something going on where you need patience. Like we were at this dinner one time for youth, and like it was taking forever for like the waiter to bring us the checks, like forever.
Right.
And I was like, "Who prayed for patience?
Right.
Who did it?
Right.
Stand up now.
Right. I mean,
and get out."
All right, but that is the actual thing about that prayer is people pray that prayer during the opportunities God is giving them to trust Him for the thing they're praying for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pray for patience just, at the end of the day, everything's calm. It's like, I could probably be more patient. Like I pray it because I'm behind the guy in traffic doing 35 on I-95, and I'm thinking about just getting up under his bumper and driving him off the road a little bit. Like, give me patience, please. And God's like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Sovereignty. I knew you'd pray that before you got here. I arranged this whole thing so you'd have to trust me for it.
Yeah.
Same thing
and
on
he's going to
discipline.
continue to do it after that.
Yeah, and kind of same thing on discipline. It's like, yeah, God, help me be disciplined in this. Like, I'm already doing it. I've given you plenty of times to not do that thing or to trust and come to me during this thing so that you can be disciplined. You have plenty of opportunities, and the same God is still there through the whole time.
Yeah. Yes.
Painful, but totally necessary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. No, discipline. I appreciate that the Sonic people heard the cries of their people and were willing to change because of it. So, because too many of the nerds got really angry very quickly and started to kind of stamp out as like they're Sonic heretics.
Yeah.
Which
here comes the transition because
that
I'm
was a
just gonna
good
call
one.
you out.
That
I'm
was a
just
good
gonna call
one.
you out.
That was a good one though.
My goal is to just crush your transitions.
So we got a message from Catherine about kind of a connected topic that I thought it'd be good to pair against the Sonic topic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to read the question? Do you want me
I can read it.
Yeah, go.
Hi, Danny and Caleb. Maybe this is a topic for discussion for you. I can never get it right. All right. Here we are, guys. I'm always hearing of Christians calling out people/churches for saying heresy-like statements. Some people describe heretics as if they have committed a sin that cannot be forgiven. I understand the basics of heresy, but how do you determine what is actual heresy, and then is it forgivable? Because isn't a heresy just sin like all other sins, or no? What if a person believes something, but then is shown the truth, believes the truth, and then starts to apply it, aka turns away from their sin? I see a lot of pointing fingers, which I understand should be done in a way to point out the truth of the Bible. But grace should also be a factor, right? Hopefully this all makes sense. Maybe I don't truly understand the basics of heresy. Thank you, and keep up the awesome work. Catherine.
The only part of that question I feel as if Catherine might have gotten incorrect is that it should have said, please start the awesome work.
Danny and his self-depriving jokes.
Self-deprecating humor. Yeah. Please make this podcast good at some point. No, like...
Please, no. Work on it. Seriously.
Like, I don't know. On a scale of 1 to 10, how offensive am I going to be right now? Where do you want me? Where do you want me here?
Let's try and keep it at like a 5. You know,
a 5.
We still want to be a little bit offensive.
I exist at a 6. Like I don't go under 5. That's slumming it for me. Like,
I mean, this is a great question.
It's a
Let
fantastic question. I just have a very blunt answer to it.
Understanding all this stuff, it's confusing for sure. And I know a lot of people who do like kind of have that view of like, oh, you're a heretic. Mm-hmm. You just said that.
Yeah.
Nope. Blasphemy. You're done.
Out of the family.
You're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just wrong. That's my personal view, and I think that's a biblical view on it too.
Right.
Is when we're like, I think of all like being a baby Christian
Mm-hmm.
and having those beliefs after you haven't really truly deepened your relationship with the
Right.
Bible.
Right.
You don't fully understand everything yet. And I know a lot of baby Christians who like just believe crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But like over time watching them, God developed them.
Yeah.
And like they start to hear the truth once they're in church reading the Bible and start to apply it. And I think that's kind of like, were they a heretic before? Technically, yes. Especially if they're like super strong about their beliefs.
Yeah. So.
But like, I do not believe it's the unforgivable sin.
No, and this is a bell I've tried to ring over and over. Our use of the term heretic, and I'm going to split the two because Jesus did the same thing on the cross of splitting the action and the person. The term heretic is either over-applied or under-applied. Its current state is useless to just claim this person's a heretic and this person isn't. Caleb's a heretic, I'm a heretic. Everybody I've ever talked to is a heretic because from a definitional standpoint, a heretic is a person who has stated a thing that is counter to the truth of God. I've done that. Caleb's done that.
Yeah.
You've done that. Everyone else who's ever turned on this podcast, welcome to the Heretic Club. You've totally made it. And if I can't give any kind of grace to all of us, then absolutely,
Can
all
we
of us are heretics.
rename this podcast the Heretic Club?
I think that one, I checked into it. I think there are a few of those, and we don't want to be associated with them. I can tell you that much. So it's either under that all of us are heretics for saying anything that's heretical, or it's over applied in that we need to be more charitable to each other on things we disagree with.
Right.
The term of heretic, the other understanding is that this is a person who is intentionally teaching a thing counter to the truth. In the intentionality aspect of that is important, that they've understood the truth of Scripture and decided to say, no, I don't think that's true. I think the thing I think is true. Right. In that case, that is a heretic who has departed from the faith. But the difficulty in this is that line gets pretty muddy based on the way other people tend to hold their things pretty strongly. People that feel very strong are very quick to throw out the heretic thing, when in actuality there needs to be a discussion of the point instead of just going, oh, he's a heretic. Okay, that doesn't actually help anybody.
Right.
To just go, that's a heresy, or he's a heretic. The best case I ever could think of, and I really don't want to explain it because it's really boring, and I had this thought over the span of like 6 or 7 months. There's this thing called Molinism. It's kind of the middle ground between being an Arminian and a Calvin, and it kind of picked up in it kind of became, people had been toying in it, and then I saw a few people go, it's like, no, that's heresy. Why? I mean, like, take time and explain and teach then, instead of just going, that's a heresy, and anyone who thinks that is a heretic and is out of the family. Okay, but everything that you just said doesn't help anybody, and doesn't actually encourage anybody
also,
to grow in their faith.
Kind of makes you a heretic as well. Like, stating, like, stating stuff like that is super. I'm on the side where I think it's overused. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think we're actually doing pretty well as a church body as a whole. Like,
right.
I think that it's we're doing pretty good. A lot of Christians believe the, primary doctrine. And like, that's good.
Yeah.
All the secondary stuff is up for debate, and that's fine. But yeah, I think it's just,
yeah,
it's It kind of goes back to like our episode where we were talking about people just really
Mm-hmm.
not treating people well with their theology and debates and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, talk about the primary doctrines a bit. I mean, because those are important as far as kind of determining is this person a heretic or not, and where those actually go.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, a prosperity gospel is kind of heretical. Am I going to stand on a street corner and point at a man and say you're going to burn in hell for thinking this thing? Probably not. There are other things I'll come down on a lot harder because they're more dangerous. If to claim Christ isn't God, that is straight up heresy, and anyone claiming that is being very heretical.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to minister to those people, then I need to do that in a way that helps bring them closer to Christ instead of pushing them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, I think even if they are like the true definition of a heretic and they're like fully in it, you know, like I don't ever think anyone is beyond God's reach to hear the truth in a new light. And you know, like, so I don't
mean,
ever
this
think
question
that's a thing.
of a person that hears truth and then turns to God because of that, this in church pastoral terms, that's just called Christian growth.
Yeah.
I mean, like that, you know.
I mean, like
That's
you were
just called
talking
growing
about
in Christ, like
at the church I go to. You have moved on, obviously, because you work.
It's
at a
okay. You
different
can drop
church.
that name still. You're fine.
But at 1122 we have discipleship groups, and I think like you've brought up plenty of times. I mean, like I said, like baby Christians.
Yeah.
Baby Christians.
Right.
I hate that term, but also it's very true. They, I mean, tend to just be super, and it's kind of like awkward too, because you don't know how to react to it, because like you don't want to hurt their feelings. Yeah,
you
it's like yelling at a baby. No one wants to yell at a baby.
Oh yeah, I mean, I talk to a ton of children now, being a children's minister. I care about them very dearly, but they say the dumbest stuff because they don't know any better. I had a kid say like, "No," just like in the middle of teaching a very like
spot on sermon.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was very simple. It wasn't even that complex. It was like, "No," I'm like, "Hey man, I've been doing this a while. All right, like, but if I had gone heretic, you'll burn in hell, child. First of all, I'd be a terrible children's minister. I would probably lose my job and a bunch of other stuff. But second of all, I'd be essentially pushing a child out of the kingdom of heaven by unintentional gatekeeping.
Yeah.
I'm not the gatekeeper. I'm just happy I get to get in.
Yeah.
Like, if I get to the gates of heaven and they're closed and they're kind of opening on a per person kind of a basis, I'm gonna be a little nervous as soon as I get up there. Like, I mean, it's all on Jesus. Open. Oh, thank you, Lord. This is a grace. Like, this is a grace that I am here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just I think as far as this goes, and I'm just gonna be straight up on this. The Pharisees get a bad rap in the Bible because people claim like, oh, they're being pharisaical and they're being too judgy and gatekeeping and all these things. And I mean, the truth of it is that in history, the Pharisees did all that stuff to protect the thing they felt is orthodoxy, of truth. They're trying to protect truth because during that time they had so many people coming back to claim like, well, I'm the Messiah. Well, I'm the Messiah. Well, I'm the Messiah. There were so many of those. Jesus was not the first person to come back and say, I'm the Messiah. He was just the only person to come back and say it and actually have it be true.
Yeah.
And so they put all these things in place and all these gates in place in order to have people prove their faith. And I'm just going to be honest here. This sounds a lot very similar to the Reformed community. And I'm just going to call it how it is. I don't identify as that because of the militant academic debate of heresy.
Yeah.
And that is the cultural problem I have. Oftentimes, it isn't the things they're saying; it's how they say it that I'm not cool
Right.
chilling in that camp.
I mean, I would say I'm reformed. I mean, but I would 100% agree
In
that
theology,
people are
yeah.
theology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in your theology.
But yeah, those people are jerks.
Right.
I mean, not everyone, obviously,
Right.
but like, there's a lot of people that are, and you need to slow your roll, peeps.
Well, it's truth and grace because
I mean, there's times for it too. Like,
Yeah,
there's times where you have
absolutely.
to. I mean, like Martin Luther,
Mhm.
he did his job right. You know,
Yeah.
like if you got to write an essay to do it,
Yeah.
do it.
It wasn't even an essay; it was a to-do list.
Yeah, it's just like
Get
fix
good,
this,
man.
fix
Get your
this,
PhD.
fix this.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. It was I have 99 thoughts. Can we talk? It was a 1500.
I have 99 thoughts, and you're all.
90. Tell me I didn't say 99.
You did say 99.
Oh no, I have to give my degree back. 95. He probably had 4 more and just
I
ran
thought
out of
you
paper.
were making a
No,
reference to the
just being
song.
stupid. Yeah, just
Yeah.
see. And there's someone out there that's like standing in front of their keyboard, like, oh, actually, it's 95. Like, I know, I just misspoke. No, I just. The Bible tells us that if I can do, all these great things, but don't have love, I am a loud, clanging, noisy gong. And I think the church needs less noisy gongs and to be charitable and pastoral in our handling of other people and calling other people heretics.
I think me and Danny both know people who are literally gongs.
Literally. Well, I mean, I don't want to be pedantic on the thing where I just said show charitable understanding. I don't know literal gongs.
Whatever, Danny.
Literal gongs. Hey, I'm Danny. What's your name?
Way to take. You're such a jerk.
This is a really bad time to be pedantic.
Know what I
Don't
mean.
worry. It makes me look bad, given the circumstance. No, I just, yeah. So to answer the question, I mean, like, yeah, heresy's a sin, but so's everything else we do. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I've never liked that question. Is this a sin? I've never liked it.
Yeah. I mean, but like, for you, Catherine, we know.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not against you.
We
It's
know.
just a personal preference.
Just wanted to clarify that because that sounded really mean.
I think it's because I started in student ministry, and every time I got, is this a sin? It had the subtext of, can I do this and still
Can
be good?
I walk as close to this
Like,
line as possible
I was
and
like,
not get burnt?
is this fine? Like, are you testing the waters or looking for permission? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, but
you
also like, I had those questions, but I was
Right.
never like that. I mean, typically, I think people just,
Yeah.
they like to know,
Yeah,
is it a sin? Because there's tons
Right.
of stuff that like, I'm still like, I was
Right.
watching Desiring God, like John Piper,
mm-hmm.
and like the things his little podcast where he like talks about where people ask him questions.
yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I've never considered that being a sin.
Right.
Is it? And I have to like listen and figure out like
I
what
think-
he thinks and if that's true or not. I'm like, wow.
I think the better question is, does this bring glory to God? Period.
Right.
Because as far as Christianity isn't about just don't do a sin or don't speak a heresy. It's about chasing after the passion of God in every aspect of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And too many times, even I've done this. I've stopped at just trying to do the bare minimum to get by, and it's not that I'm trying to get into heaven. It's that I'm not trying to get into hell. And
Yeah.
there's a difference in perspective there. Kind of the same thing in heresy. Am I trying to pursue God in the thinking I have, or am I just trying to get a minimum in to just not be called a heretic?
Right.
Because part of growing in faith is exploring and considering complex things about an infinite God. And I'm going to get that wrong, but that's a way of praising God by thinking through God's nature And if I'm approaching it in that kind of a manner, then I can be charitable to others as they're exploring that. I can have actual conversations and discussions instead of needing to have a formal debate and point out the flaws in other people and make them feel so tiny in the process. I am pro go exploring, ask questions, but be okay getting correction and understand that you're probably going to be a heretic at some point, but man, heaven's going to be filled with heretics because there's grace for the sinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. The whole heresy thing, just like a cat with hair on end. I just, ugh.
Yeah.
Not Catherine's question. It just any time that goes, that person's a heretic. Cool, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, great question, though. I'm actually looking through it to see if we actually answered it. Huh, good luck. No, no, I think we got it, but...
Yeah, we did.
So thank you for the question, Catherine.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it. You've sent in a few, and we really both appreciate it a ton. And
Sure.
other people... Hey, Catherine isn't the only person who can turn in questions. They can actually turn in questions through our website at thegospeloutpost.com/nobodyspecial.
Boom.
Facebook and Instagram at Nobody Special
Right
Podcast,
there.
which is coming up now. I'm probably late, but that's fine. And go ahead and send us a message in DMs and any of that. Also, I think I didn't check. We are either on Spotify or will be.
That's right. Spotify, baby.
Yeah. So, and cool news. Gospel Outpost has a new author. His name is Wiley, and he got started on this podcast.
Yes.
And currently holds the record for most clicks in a day.
Wow.
As far
Great
as
job, Wiley.
Yeah. No, I'm very proud of him, and for someone who owns this thing and runs it, I have had very few of the. I have had the. I haven't had it hardly.
Didn't you make 1 cent officially
What?
in AdSense?
Oh yeah, I made a Google AdSense account, and we made our first penny. We've arrived.
Boom!
We've arrived, people. And then I promptly spent it on getting our podcast on Spotify.
Gosh. 1 penny did a lot.
It's already gone.
What is
Yeah.
like the threshold of being able to cash it in? Obviously, I don't believe it's 1 cent. Can you be like, send me a check for 1 cent? Because that would be
I know that
hilarious.
you can ask for a check for 1 cent.
That's funny.
But considering checks cost 3 cents, I think they'll be like, no. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're such a big company, it may get... I mean, they're not going to check.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't
funny.
know, but...
Just wait till it gets
We'll
to
find
10
out. We'll see what
cents.
happens. Yeah. So, it'll be good, but...
Yeah.
Well, Caleb, it's late. We're tired.
Yes.
We've traveled.
Mm-hmm.
And they've traveled alongside of us, our lovely listeners, through this rambling fun of a podcast.
Yeah.
We've done great. They've done great. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. This will not be our closing ever again. This is the worst closing I've ever done. Caleb, do you want to cut me off and say that other thing?
Say that other thing. Yes. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. I don't know where we are. I don't know what.
Well, that's going to do
and
it
on
for us.
Spotify now.
Yes, why not?
But yeah, that's gonna do it for us today. I'm stealing your line, Danny. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Danny.
And we are
Nobody special.